Hello, I am Donnie and I am the cute one.
And I'm Chelsea, and I'm the cute one.
TGIF cuties.
TGIF.
Chelsea, I'm just gonna congratulate myself. And Rachel Riley already did. Today's day 200 of sobriety.
Congratulations. I'm not going
Thank
to
you.
congratulate our Wi Fi because you already look like a robot, but fingers crossed
Uh,
that changes.
there is a lag as well. Oh, my computer's not plugged in. That might help. But um, there is a lag. I thought you were just ignoring me for a little bit.
Imagine that's like where I draw the line. I'm like, I will be supportive and be delusional and be that delusional bestie for you in all things, but not sobriety.
I wouldn't mind. So my sister got me a cameo and from Rachel Riley, not winner of this year's Big Brother, unfortunately. I would
Mhm.
love to announce her as that, but I can't. Winner of Big Brother 13. We'll call her that.
Winner in your
She got me a
heart.
cameo. Yeah, she got me a cameo from that. And when my sister and I met on Tuesday to hang out, she she kept saying all week, "I have a present for you. Can't wait to give it to you. Should I spoil it?" I was like, "No, don't spoil it." She's like, "I can't wait to give it to you."
Your
Then when
sister
we were
gives
at dinner,
gifts
she
like
said,
I do, where I part of the gift is me incessantly talking about the gift until the person lets me give it to you like earlier than I should.
I do that as well usually. And it was really when Quinn and I were together, it was really bad because then like if we would fight as like a oh just get the fuck over it, I would give him the gifts early.
Oh no. Like a
Yeah.
spiteful
Like I know I
gift.
did
Like,
this. Yeah, but not spite, like a little bit of spite, but also like I'm not saying sorry, so take this instead.
oh, like as a consolation prize. Like, I'm not going to admit that I should have done the dishes, but instead I was going to get
Uh-huh.
you this Xbox game. So here, am I really that bad?
Yeah. This was supposed to be for Christmas. Here it is, like that.
Ah.
Anyway, we're divorced. So Callie gave me this cameo at dinner. And at first, Rachel was like, I hear you're a big fan. And I thought, I thought it was just going to be a present in October about being excited for Big Brother 40 in March. Like, sobriety didn't even click
Sure.
in my head. Yeah, I
Because
just
why wouldn't
assumed Big Brother
everybody's
40.
brain be at a birthday party that's going to take place 6 months from now?
Well, naturally, not everybody's. I don't need you to give me a gift. I don't need Kendrick to give me a gift in October. But I do think Callie should give me one that says, like, oh, your birthday's coming. So instead, Rachel said, I hear you're a big fan. Thank you for your support. And then I thought we were going on to Big Brother 40. And instead, she talked about my sobriety being 6 months sober. So then I teared up. I said, thank you, Callie. And then she did talk about Big Brother 40. And Rachel said that she would love for me to contact her to, she said a twist. So if this bitch is willing to fly to the Poconos, I'll get a hamster wheel.
Yeah, you'll just traumatize her by making her do the very competition that got her kicked out of the house the first time. That would be
Imagine
iconic.
I bring,
Imagine.
imagine I get a hamster wheel as a twist for my players, but she's the host of it.
Oh, yeah, that feels like then you're giving back her power to feel
Uh huh.
empowered
To
and
ruin
face
someone
it
else's life.
and be in charge of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I might just have her do a Zoom uh, it host.
Yeah, or
This way
just
we
I
don't have
think
to worry
probably
about.
she could just pick up her iPhone and record herself saying something, and that could be the introduction of a competition. We don't really need a live interactive experience with someone who's ro- reality TV royalty.
No, I do though. It is my 40th birthday. I need to think about what I can get from this. Okay.
Sure.
Hey, Rach, like that. Also, this week, Chelsea, I thought I had blue balls. It really hurt.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so I went on a date on Friday. Hope he's not listening, or hope none of my other flavors of the week are listening. So I went on a
I'm
date
so
on
nervous for the
Friday.
start of this story.
Went on a date on Friday. We went to a lounge first. It was lovely. Then we went to a gay bar and we sat in a back booth and it was kind of on a little stage. So like I felt like I was in a play. It was elevated, just one table on the stage. That's where we sat. And we made out for like 3 hours at a time. Then
My
when we were
word.
leaving,
Need
I
an
know, it was
IV
great.
drip. You're going to be dehydrated. Chapped lips. 3 hours.
Yeah, it was incredible. So then he was like, "Where should we go now?" And I was like, "Don't you live around here?" And he said, "Yes." So then we went to his house. And on the walk, my testicles really hurt. And I was like, "Oh my God. I either have like a disease I didn't know about until right now or blue balls." So I was like, once we get there, as long as I'm not in pain, then, we'll handle it and I'll be able to not have pain anymore.
Hmm.
Um, but then I kept hurting, kept hurting, kept hurting. And then even when I fell asleep after we did stuff, I kept hurting. Then I came home the next morning. I had to do some work. And when I did, I came home and pooped and I felt much better. I was just holding in a fart.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Anybody who's here to hear about the hottest pop culture headlines of the week, this just in. Donnie thought he had blue balls, but then it turned out he just had to fart.
But you
Now,
know
here's
what? This
something
is
that
a
I
pop.
heard though this week was
Mhm.
that somebody was saying, I can't believe I just found this out. And then as I was watching the video, that's how I found out what I'm about to say. Do you, when you have to pee, do you feel it in your penis or do you feel it like in your stomach, like where your bladder is?
Penis.
That's so crazy. Women don't feel it in their vagina or in their urethra. We feel it in our bladder, which is like in our stomach.
Huh.
And I'm not saying before the comments get starting, I'm not saying that the bladder is in the stomach, but I'm just saying, especially me, I've got a tiny ass torso, long legs, SpongeBob body. So I definitely feel it in my stomach region.
And that's why when it's time to pee, like it's time to pee because it's already at the front door.
It's like knocking at the tip.
Yeah, I wish I felt it in the bladder, but I don't.
Huh.
Um, there was something else. Oh, you made fun of me and said like, "Oh, anyone that tunes in, hope you're happy to hear this pop culture headline." This is a pop culture headline because I am a public figure, which I did have to remind my date of because I was talking about my past relationships, whatever, my relationship experience, and then he was like, "Can I see a picture?" So I was like, "Sure." So then I showed him a picture of the ex-husband, and he said, "Is he
I
famous?"
feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Sorry, for those listening, the replay, Victor just
Yeah.
said that he feels that he has to pee in his fingers, and I just realized I did not take my medicine today. So toot toot, buckle up, motherfuckers. Anyway, go on, Donnie.
We you used the F word in the first 10 minutes
You
too.
already did, so we're screwed.
What did I say?
You said it in the first minute. I was going to call it out, but you were mid tangent about blue balls, so I just let it go.
I think you're lying to me, but
Oh,
so then he
cuties,
said
buckle up for the reel I'm about to make when I rewind those tapes in post. Go on.
"Is he famous?" And I was like, "Well, yes." And I said, "But you know what? No one goes on a date with Angelina Jolie and asks if her ex-husband is famous. Yes, he is, but you're on a date with someone famous.
Okay.
Now let me fart and let's get to business." You know?
Well, maybe you should be teaching sex ed around the schools. Maybe there would be far less middle school and high school girls being pressured into doing things if the boys just knew all they had to do is give a little toot toot out the rear.
Okay, while we're talking about him, I am going on another date with him this evening.
Okay.
And I want to read to you the event like description because I have no idea what to wear, Chelsea. So
Okay.
it says one night, two realms. Elysium, Elysium. I don't know what that
Okay.
is. Elysium is upstairs. The fields of the blessed, bathed in magic, a radiant stage of song, dance, live musicians, and erotic drawings. Myth takes form as performers and models embody the divine, while artists capture them in the moment. Your temple awaits, praise and play in heavenly light. Then, downstairs,
There's more.
yes?
Okay.
That's only upstairs, yeah.
Okay.
Downstairs, Tartarus. And the event downstairs is called the word we're not allowed to say in the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
Drags
Unduck.
you into the abyss. Unduck drags you into the abyss with uncompromising sound from all different DJs. A dark vortex of bass, heat, and ecstatic release.
No, no, no. Okay,
Unravel
so
in
I'm
your
Googling right
pre-launch.
now. I just started Googling as you were saying this, and I need to call out the names of the DJs. Pup Raptor,
Okay.
Alex Helen, and Fussy. Because I think that that's an important detail to this.
Okay. Yeah. If you say, oh, Alessia, Megan says, is the good part of the Greek underworld. Is
Oh.
Tartarus the bad part? Let us know. Um, and then it says two sides of desire: paradise above, pleasure below.
I am so confused. So it
And
sounds like it could be one part. Remember that thing that happened in Baltimore with like the book fair that went awry that was supposed to be like
mm,
a magical ball, but it just turned out to be like an empty room with conference tables and
yeah,
like styrofoam decorations. I feel like
hmm,
it's like that, but then like sexy, but then also it seems like there's like art and nakedness.
uh huh,
Huh.
yeah. Downstairs, I've been to this venue before, and downstairs usually is just a sex party. So I do think that's what downstairs will be, and upstairs there will still be nakedness, but like with artists drawing them or something. Um,
Oh, so like upstairs is like how I view like the female naked body, and downstairs is like the male
mm,
naked body. Like upstairs is beautiful
art.
and artful and just like, wow, let's just all take a moment to appreciate. And downstairs is like, well, you got blue balls, might as well fart it out.
Yeah.
That
So
comment just made you freeze.
that was all it said.
YouTube
Yes,
said,
I would
we
freeze.
had two F words and now
Am I
you're
back?
gone. Is he frozen for all of you guys
Am I
or
here?
just for me?
Am I here?
Can you comment in the
Am I here?
chat?
Oh,
You're back, I think, Donnie. But we haven't had such bad things. We haven't had such bad technology since I feel like our first stream. So comment in the
oh.
chat because it might be me. I could be thinking that I'm the one that's having good internet, but it worries me that nobody's responding to am I here?
Am I here?
You're here. Now I hear you. But I don't know. Okay, so
Oh,
the
he's
chat
here.
is saying it was you because you know how sometimes I feel like I'm on my high horse, just saying like, Donnie's internet, and meanwhile I'm the one that froze.
No, it is me. I do think ever since the building took a or got new management and my landlord sold it to someone else, our internet's been funky. I think they mess with it on purpose to like get us out of here.
Oh, they're like, well, you have rent control, but how much do you want it?
Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
Okay.
Um, if this was all it said, and this was the description of the event, and I could like decide what to wear, my mind goes obviously to Greek mythology. Is
Yeah.
this a costume party? Can I go as Hercules? Is it a toga party? We'll find out together. Like I can bring a sheet in a book bag and like take my clothes off and wear a toga if I
Cute.
need to.
Uh-huh.
But it does have a dress code on the invitation, and this is where it really throws me off.
Okay.
Pagan slut.
Huh. Pagan
You know, I
slut.
own a lot of things. I don't have a pagan slut outfit that comes to mind.
But imagine a head wreath, like you're in Midsummer or Midsummer, or
Yeah.
however they say it, but it's made of dildos.
Well, I feel like I didn't prepare enough now.
Do you have any like one shoulder tops? Because how cute
Mm.
would that be? Like your cute baggy jeans and then a nod to the toga with like a one shouldered tank top.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That would be so
I
cute.
don't. I don't know if they sell that for men, but it is very Phoebe Halliwell.
I feel like I'm sure. See, this is when we need American Apparel more than ever. They went out of business, but
I
you know
know.
what brand would have that for men or for both genders in the year 2025? American Apparel. You could buy it probably for about $300 and you'd wear it once and it would break, but boy, would you look good tonight.
I know. Now I need to figure something out. But that's my predicament. I also bought tickets to Trans Cats coming to Broadway.
Okay. Is this what the current
It's
administration was warning us about?
it's not called that. That's what I call it because it sounds like trans fat, so it's fun to me. Um, it is Cats, the musical, but instead of being set in a junkyard with cats, they've set it in the world of like black ballroom culture. So it's all trans
Oh.
people, like ba 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 da ba da 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 da, like that.
Uh-huh.
Trans cats.
Wow. Can't wait
Yeah,
to hear
so
about it.
that's my present to myself for my 40th. I'm seeing it March 28th, a week after all my friends stop talking to each other.
Yeah, a week after you've exploded all of the relationships in your life.
Yeah, and that's all I got for you.
Marvelous. Well, I had quite a week. Quite a week. I feel like
Tell me.
I've lived about, talking about trans cats, I feel like I've lived about 9 lives this week, Donnie, because my family and I went to Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, as we do every year. We go to the fall festival. There are arts and crafts, there's music, there's fall things. It's just a lovely time. This is like the fourth or fifth year that we've gone. There was a person on the, not the main stage, but the second stage singing Jackson Brittany's wedding song, Looks Like We Made It. Every time I hear that song play, I have to record it because I just feel transported back to that Kentucky Castle wedding with that homophobic pastor. But we had so much fun the first day. It was supposed to be a 2-day event. Usually we go for the full Saturday and Sunday experience. However, this year
Okay.
we were in and out in 24 hours because also in and out in 24 hours was the stomach bug that hit 3 out of 4 family members.
Who did it
So,
not hit?
who would be the worst person to be healthy and energetic while the rest of us were on our deathbeds?
Coco.
Coco. Coco had it a week ago. So we thought we were safe. We thought we were in the clear because we were like, certainly the stomach bug couldn't be incubating in our bladders or bellies or tip of the penis. And nope, 6 days later, it started with Sapphire, woke up in the middle of the night after a beautiful day at the Fall Fest. I'll go back in time later and do a flashback scene of happier times. But she started, and then by the morning time, when Dr. Bald and I started feeling queasy, we said, we got to get the F out of here because it was a 4-hour drive home. So we took the 4-hour drive home, and it took about 6 because all of us took turns barfing. And not only barfing, but Coco wanted to know the details of the barfs. So it really was like that scene from The Sandlot, which we will be covering at some point soon, where the vomiting is contagious and not just because of the bug. Because one of us would barf and then Coco would say, what color was it? What was the texture? Which would then make another family member barf, and so on and so forth, the dominoes all the way home.
Oh
I
God.
wouldn't wish it on my
Now
worst
you don't have a
enemy.
problem. You don't have a problem letting people stop to barf,
No.
because God knows if they had to piss, it would be a problem.
Well,
But when
that,
it's barf, it's
no.
okay.
Having to stop to pee, that's a moral failing. That is, you are just not cut out to be the type of person I expect of you. Barfing, you can't help it.
Okay.
But back to happier times before the stomach bug hit. There is an alpine slide that goes down the mountain. So, like in the winter, you ski down the mountain, but in the warmer months, they have this, I mean, a death trap. I did it when I was a child. I cannot believe it feels like the last relic of the 80s. It feels like something that should not be allowed anymore, but it's basically like this metal tube, like a half tube, like a pipe that you go like all the way down, but you're riding these sleds. And if you push the lever forward, it releases the brakes. So you zoom down the mountain. But if you pull it back, it slows you down because like basically like whatever's released to like catch you. So this was the first year. Usually we ride down together, like the girls are like in between our legs and then the adults are in control of the handle. No helmets, only a safety waiver you got to sign. straight down the mountain. The girls this year, it was their first year that they were able to do it by themselves. And they start off, and Coco pulls up the brake and looks back. And I was like, go ahead, go ahead. And later I asked her why. And I was like, why did you stop? And she was like, it just felt illegal.
Oh,
And when Coco is like, I don't know if
like
I should be.
this, Chelsea?
Yes, that's exactly it. Yep. And it goes
That
down.
is in that That's in that documentary Class Action Park, where
Well,
it was sued for all this money because people kept dying.
potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Yeah. It also, like, I think that the main part of it is still the same one from the 80s because it's also a very bumpy ride these days because basically anytime that there's clearly needed to be like a fix or a patch, they just slap more metal on top of it. So it's not even like even. I sent my cousins who I would go to Seven Springs with, I sent them the video of the girls going down. And my one cousin was like, still got scars from that thing. Good times. We've had so many people wipe out or like shoot off the side because there are big dips that you like, there are like, it's like a roller coaster, but you're on your own little like sled. So I was wondering how the girls were going to do and I had my suspicions who was going to go fast, who was going to go slow. So the girls went down. So Coco's on this one, Sapphire's on this one, and then Dr. Bald was going to go behind Sapphire, and then I was going to go, no, Dr. Bald was going to go behind Coco, and I was going to go behind Sapphire. We held up the entire mountain, the entire line. There's a line of people waiting to go down this death trap. Sapphire, usually like the whole ride, if you go like medium speed, the whole ride from start to finish is like 90 seconds. Sapphire was pulling up that brake so hard that I caught up to her. Like I started when she's supposed to be at the bottom and I caught up to her and then the two of us had a lovely Sunday drive down that mountain. It took us about 6 minutes to get down the hill. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were
So it
people pissed?
Oh yeah, people because there was a family behind us that the whole time they were like they were like we're going to race. They were like talking about betting like who but it was like teenage kids and their parents and then their parents' friends and everybody like the parents were clearly a little tipsy and they were like, yeah, whoever loses buys drinks. And I was like, well, whoever's behind us is going to lose based on my prediction. And so, yeah, there ended up being like a 6-car pileup behind us on our side. And then we got we got off and God bless her. I am raising children who are just confident in who they are and not burdened by people pleasing, which is like, I feel like I'm doing well. But she gets up is blissfully unaware of the 6 angry teenagers and adults behind us. She gets off, like gets her sled to put away, and she goes, "Whew, what a rush!"
God bless her.
God bless her. Well, before we get to recommendations, one last thing. This past week was my 10-year wedding anniversary, which is crazy. Time is such a strange thing. And so I was already feeling sentimental. I was already feeling a little bit of that existential, like, where does the time go? Reflecting on my life now, reflecting on my life then. And as Sapphire had already put herself to bed that night at the Fall Fest, we're not knowing that she put herself to bed because she'd be waking up hours later to puke up hot dogs. But I'm talking with Coco and I'm just feeling sentimental and I'm telling her, I'm like, I can't believe like you're so big, like you're such a big girl. You went down the Alpine slide by yourself. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the girl that you're becoming. Like just really having a heart to heart with my eldest daughter. And she cradles my face and I'm like, like what a sweet moment that I'm going to cherish. She cradles my face and she goes, oh, mommy, you look like you're in your 40s. I was like, all right, cool. Like, okay, well, hope that Botox I got kicks in any day now. Do you have any recommendations for us this week, Dottie?
I do. I do. So I went to 2 first previews of 2 different shows, one off Broadway, one on Broadway. The first one was Romeo and Michelle, the musical.
Ooh.
I put this in recommendations. Don't recommend it. If it was a straight play, Chelsea, it would be top tier. Like I would
Okay.
be telling
I
everyone
was
to
gonna
run
say
and
because you gave like a
see it.
Roger Ebert level dissertation about everything you enjoyed about it, but I'm noticing there was something missing there, huh?
Yeah, so I did list, and here's the thing with like Broadway theater influencers, they always, and this has always been my problem with them. It's why I don't really dabble in this world until now, because they never say what they don't like. And I
Mm.
understand, like, no one's going to invite you to opening night, no one's going to invite you to the first preview if you're going to sit there. Like, you're supposed to be an advertiser, you know? They're bringing you so you can talk about how great it was. They're not going to bring you if you be like, well, all the music sucked. So I said, let me dabble in this influencer theater world. Let me go and say everything I liked about it. And everything I liked about it that I wrote is true. The set uses all screens, but like in a way where I've never seen it done before. Like it truly looks like the beginning of Clueless. So like we have roller skates and palm trees and Rodeo Drive and stuff. Like we're
Cute.
immersed in a movie.
Like you're at the Hollywood
The
or the Vegas Sphere or whatever.
Yeah, it was just so cool. The acting was great. They used Romy and Michelle voices. The costumes were so fun. The music seemed like it was improvised. Like, not one song was memorable. You know the part in Elf where he's like, I'm
Singing,
singing, I'm here for my dad.
and I'm
All the
singing.
songs were like that.
Oh no.
It was a tough time. But what made up for it was the next day I saw another first
The
preview
next day,
of
Saturday.
Chess. The next day, Wednesday, Chess, starring Leah Michelle and Aaron Tveit and Nicholas Christopher. I have a T-shirt, not arm's distance, but I bought a T-shirt and a magnet, and I told them I'll be back for the sweater because
And
it was
somebody
so
behind
good.
that table wrote down, "Warning, man will be returning. Here is his photo. Be on the lookout." Now, unfortunately, Leah Michelle won't be warned because we know she can't read.
She can't read that. No, yeah, It so it was on Broadway in the 70s originally, and it flopped. After like 30 performances, it closed. So then it went to London, and it did a little well there, but it was like 4 hours long. They just don't know what to do with this script. But the guy that he played someone on Gilmore Girls. He was also Andrew
Oh.
in Buffy. No, he's Jonathan in Buffy. Let me look. Someone text me his name. It starts with a D. A D. A D. A D. Sorry, folks. I should have had this on the ready. Doyle from Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yes, I am familiar.
Yeah, so he rewrote the whole script. So he took one of the characters and made them a narrator. So it just adds a through line more because it's very difficult to understand. The main plot, the part I like, my little trashy self, it's a love triangle and it's very challengers adjacent. So we
Okay.
start the show with Leah Michelle. Victor has corrected me, the 80s, not the
I'm
70s.
gonna
You know
start
what? I
calling
wasn't born.
I'm gonna start calling Victor Oscar because he is very Oscar from The Office of actually but and Victor, God love you. You know that we would be 98% more wrong each and every Friday without you here in the chat. We do value your hard work, but I am gonna be calling you Oscar from here on out.
Next week he'll say greetings from Dunder Mifflin. Um, so it's a love triangle at its base, and it starts with a chess competition, and Leah Michelle is the girlfriend of the like top chess champion of the United States, and he's competing against the Russian. But then throughout the show, she leaves him and ends up with the Russian. And then the next time they compete, she's dating the Russian. So it's like very
Okay.
challengers coded. But then as all this is happening, the Cold War is also happening. So then
Oh.
like the government gets involved and they're like, well, if your country wins, then we're going to drop this nuclear bomb. If your country loses, then we're not going to
All
drop this
because of a
nuclear bomb.
chess game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh. So Doyle from Gilmore Girls was like, let me add a narrator so these Leah Michelle fans that don't know how to read can like know what they're watching. And
Yeah.
it did
They're not
help me
gonna
a
read,
lot.
but they're not gonna read between the lines.
Now, was for me, I do wish that they keep the narrator but get rid of some of like the inside jokes. Like after Leah Michelle's good song, the best song in the show. After Leah Michelle's big song, then the narrator comes out and it's like, I know what I'm gonna sing in the shower. Like, oh, okay, enough of that.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
That's such a hard role to play of like the quirky narrator because you
Yeah.
really have to end up being likable and not to drag a production that we saw 8 months ago at this point at a local community theater. But that was the problem I had with the certain play we watched. Go back to a previous TGIF where we just completely ripped that. We weren't following Broadway code of ethics of toxic positivity in our review there, but that was
They're
the
not
problem
gonna
there.
invite us back. Now, one thing I want to say about the show, some people have a problem with it. It makes me love it. Whatever makes me love like Blake Lively, whatever makes me like Leah Michelle, makes me like what I'm about to tell you, Chelsea.
Okay.
There is the Russian that she ends up with has a wife in Act One. So there is another woman character in the show. And in the original production and in the London production, the wife has a song in Act Two called Somebody Else's Story, and it's her big song. This production pulled a song from this woman, gives it to Leah Michelle, and moves it to the end of the show, so it's the last song of the musical.
Huh.
I mean, you just can't write this.
Yeah, they said other woman? No, just Leah Michelle doing her thing.
hmm
Huh.
when I realized what was happening, I ate it up.
Well,
And that's
go
it.
go and
Go
watch
see
it,
Chess.
cuties. So, one more reminder, we are live on YouTube right now. So, here are the things that you need to do that Oscar told us we should share with you. And one thing about Oscar from Dunder Mifflin, he does know what he's talking about. So, can you please like, comment, subscribe, and then most importantly, hit that little bell on YouTube so that when we go live or when we drop a new video, it will give you a little notification so you won't forget. I see some people in the chat being like, finally, I remembered to join you guys live. So if you hit that bell and you make sure you're subscribed, it'll let you know when we're doing things.
Perfect.
Ugh,
So
Donnie's
this week,
busy
Diane Keaton
chatting
and
in the chat
D'Angelo
right
passed
now.
away.
Oh, sorry, Donnie. There is a lag, so I keep over
No, I'm
talking you.
here.
Okay.
Should I unplug my wire and just try Wi-Fi?
I don't think it's not as bad as that one day where you fully. I think that if you cut out, try that, but I don't think we need to
Okay.
be pulling plugs midway through the episode. We'll be fine. And if you're joining
Okay.
late, the edited version is always up on YouTube later, so I'll fix all the little whoopsie daisies.
Thank you. So this week, Diane Keaton and D'Angelo passed away. Victoria's Secret held their fashion show. Kevin Federline shared texts from renowned cat killer Jamie Lynn Spears that will appear in his upcoming memoir. Taylor Swift forced some of her fans to take Travis's autograph. Bridgerton announced its return on January 29th. Netflix released trailers for their upcoming Christmas movies. And the couple that was my entire personality for quite a while, former Good Morning America hosts Amy Robach and TJ Holmes, are engaged.
Congratulations, Donnie.
Thank you. I should be invited to the wedding.
You really championed that couple in a way that made me laugh.
I did. I really did.
There's one thing about you, and I think it's what makes our pop culture roundup different than other pop culture roundups, is you will see a news story where every single person in one room is on one side being like, shame on them. And you will look at those people and you will walk to the other side of the room and you will hold up your sign that says, go team, go.
Literally, though, when Tom Hamlet of Dumpster Dive Podcast ran the marathon last year, I went to root him on, but I knew that those two were running earlier in the day, so I went early enough to see them and then waited around for him to come. So I could literally say, go team, go.
Well, now it's time for headlines, and I need to go first because I can't wait another
Please.
moment to talk about what I'm about to talk about. So this is the beauty of us going live on Friday, because had we done this earlier in the week, I wouldn't have gotten the breaking news, the update to the story. Because originally I did want to talk about Kim Kardashian's bush thongs that she came out with this week. But in
Okay.
an update that shouldn't shock me now in this late stage capitalist society we find ourselves in, Kim Kardashian's Harry Skims underwear has already sold out.
Wow.
So Kim Kardashian's shapewear brand Skims released its most shocking product yet. they they last month I believe they released that like alfalfa. I'm pretending that I have a toothache
Uh-huh.
gear. But then they said, hold my beer, let's do more. Because on Tuesday, they released a barely there thong covered in fake pubic hair. And the items are already out of stock. Described by Skims as the ultimate bush, the hairy undergarment, which retails for $32 a piece, went on sale on October 14th and sold out within a day. Interested customers can sign up again to be notified when their size and desired style will be available again. With this iconic new panty, your carpet can be whatever color you want it to be, reads the description on the Skims website. And these faux hair thongs come in 12 colors and textures, including clay blonde, straight, sienna ginger straight, and cocoa black curly. The super sheer stretch
Coco.
mesh thong, oh God, which Skims described as its most daring panty yet, is available in sizes ranging from extra, extra small to 4X. So
Okay. Are you wearing yours right now?
I am right now. No, I just think it's really funny. And funny and not a hee hee ha ha way, but funny in a laugh so you don't cry type of way, because it's just so interesting to me that we continue to find ways to shame women into what their body should be. And we've completed the circle where now, because we have shamed women into like lasering off their pubic hair, now we are selling $32 thongs to be like, now you can look like you have what you were born with, but that we made you remove because that was gross and ugly.
And when people do stuff like this, I just don't understand what is the final, where are we going? You know what I mean? Like a fake butt, I understand it. Like padded underwear or like even a padded skirt, bra. Like you can wear that and like look good in photos. Your boobs look bigger, your butt looks fuller in photos. But
Mm-hmm.
then if you bring someone home, they'll be like, "Oh, it was fake, but that's okay. That was just for a picture." But where what is this for? It's not for sex because once you take it off, you see it's not there, but it's not for a photo.
Well, it's based on people are speculating because there was a runway recently, I think during Paris Fashion Week, but there was a designer who had like sheer dresses and you could like see the outline of a bush. So I do believe that we will be seeing
Mhm.
red carpets where bush is highlighted. I think we're going back to a pro Bush era.
Well, based on who's in power now, I'd take Bush. Um,
A sad world where, sir, another Bush has hit the towers. No, I think, but I think it's like, it's just, and I know that we're never going to get to the end because like beauty standards are always changing, but it is just so wild. And it's a good confirmation to me that even if it feels like a trend or a style is going to stick around forever, you shouldn't do anything permanent. Because like I even look back to like 2016 eyebrows and I was part of that. You better believe I was penciling them in. I was pushing them up. My eyebrows looked like two Eugene Levy caterpillars just walking across my face. And I did at the time think that combined with my Kylie Lip Kit dry ass matted lip, I was slaying. But like I can't help but think the people who got the like what was it called when they got the tattoo of it on, the micro needling or
uh-huh.
whatever. Like I feel like whenever you do something permanent, you need to remember that the pendulum is going to swing. And we know that the Kardashians have like lasered every single piece of hair off their body. So Kim quite literally needs to wear these panties if she wants to show bush.
Well, she has psoriasis.
Okay.
That's all. I just think when we're talking about, I think when we're talking about Kim's Kardashian's body, we should always remember she has psoriasis. She's jumped a lot of hurdles to look beautiful.
I think she was probably just an objectively stunning Armenian woman back in the day, and now she's transformed herself into whatever them bot version. And that's not to say I'm not besmirching. She's a very savvy businesswoman. She's very intelligent. Clearly, she has a market where she creates beauty standards and then takes it away and then shows you, but look over here, you can have what you used to have when you thought that was ugly. So, God love her.
But a woman with psoriasis defining what beauty is, I think that's something beautiful about that.
Go team.
Because I have crust behind my ears. Is
Oh,
that sexy? No, but if I can tell you you should have bush hair,
true.
sexy.
That's true. Well, and you know what? Shame on me because if those thongs come back, I'm going to buy a pair and I'm going to put on a little pixie wig and I'm going to go as the main character from Innocent Blood, the vampire movie from a couple weeks ago that we covered.
I love that. I just decided that I am going to start genuinely, not ironically, putting psoriasis on my reality TV show applications to be like, I want to be the first person with psoriasis to win Big Brother. Because then they can give me like violin music background as I talk my journey with.
Yeah, you in the confessional room, just like scratching as like do 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 do, like forlorn music playing in the
Yeah,
background. You're like, oh, the plight.
I think that's beautiful.
Now, one of the
Is it my
girls
turn?
from Mormon
Oh,
Wives is kind of stealing your brand right now because she has an autoimmune disease.
okay.
And so,
Oh,
yeah,
well, fine. That's another reason I don't watch that show.
go on.
It's my turn?
Hmm.
Okay. I was gonna go get it, but I'm not wearing panties, so you'll just have to take my word for. I am wearing panties. I'm not wearing pants, so you would see me in my panties. Uh, Reese
What
Witherspoon
if
has
you
a
stood
novel.
up and you were wearing the Kim Kardashian bush panties right now?
What an advertisement! So Reese Witherspoon has a novel out. That's correct. You heard me. Reese Witherspoon wrote a novel. She co-wrote it with Harlan Coben, who wrote like 25 novels.
Okay.
Uh, and it's called Gone Before Goodbye. I went to her book event on Monday where she like talked about the co-writing process and how she had the idea for it and how she went to Harlan and how they wrote it together and all that stuff. I can't wait to read it. It is a political thriller,
Oh,
like Born Ultimatum and like that kind of stuff, Born Identity, where it's
okay.
like a person like running from the government and like going to different countries and all this stuff.
You know what's so weird? I
But
think I saw all those movies like in theaters. That was like a point in time where like any of the Born Identity movies, I was like, "Oh, gotta go see it." Opening weekend. Isn't that so strange?
it is strange. But we know what half of you that is.
Okay. You can't say that anymore now that you're Mr. Bisexual.
No, because I very clearly have a gay half and a straight half.
That's true. Now I can say whenever you hate women, I can be like, "Oh, your straight half's showing."
That's the straight half. Did you see that picture I posted of Olivia Holt today? She was in the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and I wrote like how great her movies are. Let me hold it this way. I wrote how great her movies are, and I wrote like she's the star of the year, whatever. My fingers were typing. All women should look like this, and then let me erase it. I'll just say it on a public platform instead. But
Sure.
that was my straight half.
I do love that I like you have an angel and a devil on your shoulder, and I do love that sometimes me with a little pussy hat pops up on your shoulder and says, you can hear my voice inside your head saying, "Delete that sentence. Just say it on YouTube Live."
Uh,
My pink pilling is
so
almost complete. Uh-oh.
uh,
Donnie. Donnie, can you hear
plugging
me?
this.
I think try to
Let's see. Is
unplug your
there?
thing. I
Oh, it
I think try to
backfired.
unplug your thing.
Ah!
Let's see. I believe you're back.
Am I back?
You're back.
Worse or better?
Uh, it's hard to say, but
Same,
I
same Vietnam.
can hear you now, so
Um,
go on.
okay. So the book is called Gone Before Goodbye. It's about a doctor who does surgeries overseas or whatever. She's down on her luck. Her husband just left her. She lost her job, all this stuff. So then she goes to a different country to do a surgery. And the day after she does her patient disappears. So then she gets roped up in with the government and has to figure out what happened to the patient and run around the world try to find
Oh.
him. But it was so funny listening to how they like collaborated because she just is Elwoods. Like the guy was talking about how so first he said first we had a Google Doc.
Oh,
I would go
brother. Donnie, I'm so sorry. I was trying to let it go, but
write a
you
paragraph.
you really sound terrible. And comment in the chat if I'm alone in this, but you are like fully robot coming in and out. So I don't know if we need you to like log out or come back. And I'm sorry to everybody in the chat. We are trying to figure it out on our end, the technology side of things. It is so strange because his thing really worked there for a minute. His little wire that he plugs in to make his internet good. But oh, and he's gone. So I guess we might never know what Reese Witherspoon's book writing process was like, although apparently she is like Elle Woods. So let's give Donnie a moment here. And then if he doesn't log back in, I'll move on with my cutie of the week because I want to talk about Salt Lake City. Yeah, Pixel Robot Donnie, Megan's saying in the chat. It's so weird. And I wonder if it's on my end because I've been trying to do more editing. This is some behind the scenes information. I've been trying to do more editing in a new platform because, fingers crossed, we would love to be able to have video options for Monday's episodes and Friday's episodes. But then I don't know how computers work. Does it make my computer slow because I've been doing this? No one knows. I mean, someone knows. Oscar probably knows, but I don't know. Let's see. Here he is.
Wrap things up. I'll be here whenever you need me again.
Wait, I hear some.
Probably on-
Alexa, I'm finished. No, thank you. Okay.
What was that?
Alexa.
Oh, you just talked to her
Yeah.
like you were talking. You were gentle parenting her. Alexa, no, thank you. Gentle hands, Alexa. No.
Well, I am afraid of, her taking over, showing me who's the alpha.
Well,
Am I back?
you're back and you do seem better. I was just apologizing to people in the chat. We are going to figure this out. So odd. If anybody wants to be our Stephanie Sanchez and help us on the production side for free, let us know. Okay.
But I
Don-
also do think what I said about the landlord in the building. I think unfortunately, it's 3 months, but when I move in January, hopefully the issues are done.
Yeah. So you were saying
So-
that she is Elle Woods.
Uh-huh. She's very much Elle Woods. The guy, Harlan, he has like 20 books under his belt. This is very much his genre. He's only written male leads before. So this is his first female lead. That's where Reese came in. So at first he was like, we had a Google Doc and I would go in and write a page. She would write a page. She would write her ideas in the outline. I would write my ideas in the outline. And then he was like, and then I had to call her and say, Reese, I'm the only one that's going to touch the outline. So I don't know how this woman writes, but he said like my hands are the only ones on the keyboard. You're just an ideas girl, basically, he said. So then so then George Stephanopoulos of Good Morning America fame, or maybe the Today Show. Victor, let us know. He was like, how did you collaborate? Like, what was your collaboration style? He said, and this is where I was like, oh, she's Elle Woods. She's like, all of these movies, like Born Identity, whatever, Mission Impossible, it's these men traveling across the world, and they always just happen to have clothes that are perfect for anything. They have a tux, they have something to run and jump off buildings with, they have t-shirts and jeans. She's like, they have everything. And she's like, but this woman who's a doctor wouldn't have that. So whenever she ended up in a new country, we had to make sure she got the clothes she needed to go to balls with the prime minister and to go to jump off a roof. And then I was like, you know what, Elle, thank you for that. We do need that expertise.
Yeah, she was like, I will make a makeover scene in every single new city across the universe.
Yeah, and then when she said that, then Harlan, the writer, he was like, and I really liked that advice. And he was like, because that is something I've never thought of. And then she was like, exactly. She was like, today, for instance, all these people are coming here to watch this event, and maybe they had one outfit planned and then realize it's raining. So that changes what shoes you wear. And when you change what shoes you wear, it changes what top you wear. And then you do this, whatever, whatever. And then she was like, and then you think, what if I get a picture with Reese Witherspoon? So I laughed out loud. She
I
knows who
love
she
that.
is.
I
Yeah,
I really do love her.
me too. Did you see that new interview with her and Jennifer Aniston talking about their real names or their middle names?
No.
It's for the morning show press, and it's like one of those like Google things, like what is Reese Witherspoon's middle name? So they try to guess, and then Reese is like, it's Jean. And then Jennifer Aniston says, Jean? And Reese is like, yeah, Laura Jean. And Jennifer Aniston says, who is Laura Jean? she's like, that's me, like Laura Jean Reese. And then Jennifer Aniston says, like Norma Jean? She's like, no, Laura Jean. And then Jennifer Aniston gives her middle name. I think it's Joanna. And Reese Witherspoon says, I was today years old when I learned that. And Jennifer Aniston never heard that sentence before in her whole life. She doesn't know that phrase. She's like, you were how old? She said, today years old. It was cute.
That is my favorite thing is that when people have been famous for a certain amount of time and they just no longer have access to like normal people knowledge, so they can be like the best in their craft. They can be so smart in certain areas or like the best actress or like hilarious, but there is just like one step removed where like, of course, Reese Witherspoon would have never heard that phrase before, you know?
Right, yeah.
Well, let's move on to Cutie of the Week. I want to go first because I feel like both of us are going to have lots to say about my cutie.
Oh, okay.
So, God bless us. God bless America, cuties, because I'm going to try to share my screen after everything we've been through today. I really feel like we've been in the trenches together. Okay, so I'm going to share. Here we go. Can you see this?
I see, yeah.
Okay, so my cutie of the week are the women of Salt Lake City who graced the cover of US Weekly, recreating the iconic Vanity Fair Desperate Housewives cover shoot that we covered on our Patreon. So if you don't know what we're talking about, go over to patreon.com/I'mTheCuteOne and hear our breakdown of all of the behind the scenes drama that took place in the original.
Chelsea, I gasped when I saw that cover.
You sent it to me, and I think I spent about 4 uninterrupted minutes just staring at it.
It is perfect. For someone who thinks about the original Vanity Fair cover at least twice a month, I never thought I would see people recreate it until Big Brother 40, when Anthony and I have already discussed who we're going to make recreate it with us by the pool. But to see other people do it. But now I'm pissed, though, because now I need to say, when the Big
What?
Brother 40 photo shoot comes out, now people are going to think that we're recreating this.
Well, because, and I don't mean to, who am I to throw stones? I myself live in a glass house, and I know not a whole bunch of stuff, but I felt like I finally understood how you must feel on a day-to-day basis, because people are going to think that this was the original, because people online were like
Are idiots.
so confused by it, and I was like, baby girls.
I commented at least 20 times just saying, open the schools to various people. Because if I saw one more time, where are Angie and Bronwyn? Well, if you find a role for them to play, maybe they can do it. Maybe in that offshoot, one can be John the Gardener. I don't know. But in this, there's only
I don't know.
5.
I feel like one of them could certainly be Miss McCloskey down the street.
But there's only 5 in the cover, so that's why you only get 5 now, Mary Sale.
And I love the fact that just like in the Vanity Fair cover shoot drama about basically them like grappling for who's number one, it creates the same environment in the current cast of who's going to make that cut for the top 5.
Oh, yeah. And then I also wonder if there was like fighting about who would be who. Like, for instance, I'll just say this. You've said on our whatchamacallit, Patreon, but you're not the only person who said this before. You said on our Patreon that Edie is the least pretty one, right? And then
I
other
have
people,
not said that.
you said she's not pretty.
Oh, I think, yeah, I probably did say that. I'm not going to rewind the
did.
tapes there because I think Donnie is right on this one. That I said that I didn't understand why she was like supposed to be portrayed as like the sex kitten when like all of these women are attractive and I wouldn't rank her number one. You're right. I did say that. I did say
Okay,
that.
yeah. So, but you're not alone. Like, she used to get pushed back when the original show was on, too. And when Saturday Night Live did the skit about this very scene, they made her be played by a man. So, like, there's always been like that. So now to give that to Heather, who has had the same kind of, like, comments about her on the show, like that she's manly, she looks like Shrek, she's whatever. I wonder if that, like, mentally went into her head during this shoot.
I feel
Like, why
like
are you making me the ugly one? You know what I mean?
I mean, if I were Heather, and you know that I am not a Heather fan by any means, go back to any of our other episodes to hear my thoughts of there. But if I were Heather, and that wouldn't be going through my head if I saw this cover and I saw how I looked in this swimsuit. I would not be feeling any type of self-doubt because
Oh no, I
she
meant
looked
before it
smoking.
was taken, like when she was
okay.
cast in that role. I think she and Whitney ate. I think they understood the assignment.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely went by like hair color and I don't think that they went through by like personality because if they were going by personality, I feel like okay, this is weird, but stay with me. Mary Cosby,
It's
Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Lisa is very much Terry Hatcher. So if they're doing it by actress, perhaps.
If they're going by actress, if I'm going by character
Show.
on it,
Yeah.
I would say Mary is Susan, Whitney is Edie,
Uh-huh.
Lisa Barlow is Lynette because like in her
that's what I
mom
was gonna
she's a
say.
perfect mom but she's always
Yeah.
meddling. Meredith is Bree. But Heather is not. But nobody's Gabby. That's the problem.
No.
Nobody's Gabby.
Angie is Gabby.
Angie is Gabby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I love this. And I think it's so random. I think it's like, and I get the connection to like, they're not Desperate Housewives. But I feel like we need to be doing more recreations like this, just in pop
I
culture
agree.
in general. Because the world is a dumpster fire. Let's just go back to a simpler time when women were fighting about who was in the center on Vanity Fair.
Honor the greats that has come before us, please.
Imagine if they recreated the teen special of Vanity Fair where they were pulling on that rope.
Please.
So that's my cutie of the week.
Thank you for that. My cutie of the week is also a flashback because Carly Rae Jepsen dropped a 10-year anniversary deluxe version of one of the greatest pop albums of all time, Emotion. And it has 4 new
Wonderful.
songs and 2 dance remixes.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. The Gypsies get get our wish.
I love that the Gypsies come with hand motions too. Huh.
And that's all I got for you.
That's all we
Listen
got.
to it. Stream it.
Yeah, so thank you for everybody in the chat for bearing with us for technological issues. Come back next Friday. We'll have it more sorted out. And on Monday, we are covering Casper, which was the first time that I had ever seen that film. It's a fun one. It's a fun episode.
And then you watched it twice within a week.
I know. Then I watched it again with the girls. Oh, this can be just a little prequel because we pondered if the girls would like Casper or if they would be afraid of it because they are so wildly inconsistent with what they're afraid of and what they're not. They loved it. They loved it. They were not afraid. And at the very end, when Casper transforms into Devon Sawa, Coco turned to me and goes, he is handsome. And then then she's watching and I'm like, oh, just the 8-year-old experience of falling in love with Devon Sawa. It just transcends generations. Because then at the end of the movie, she said, "Is there a Casper 2?"
Love that. Are you going to watch Casper too?
I think so. We're trying to watch more spooky
Yeah.
movies with them, but like I said, it's just so hard to pick because they're not terrified at all by one that I expected, and then I don't know, they watch like a random cartoon movie and they both like poop their pants. Not
I
literally.
think Halloween Town is good.
We've tried. They were afraid of Halloween Town. They were afraid of the taxi skeleton guy.
That is crazy.
So weird. And it's always both of them. It's not like it's just one of them, like how I randomly was afraid of that Full House episode where Michelle Tanner's feet grow in her dream.
Oh, yeah.
And then you think she woke up, but she pulls back the curtains and then she still has big feet. That horrified me. But my brother was like, "What are you freaking out about?" The weird thing is, it's like both girls either are afraid or not afraid. So it's like whatever wiring they got in the womb from me. Very strange.
And you think it's like legit? You
Yeah.
don't think one is just doing what the other one does?
No, because they will have a reaction like a twin tuition. Like at the same time, they will both like freak out where Coco always runs out of the room, but Sapphire always just closes her eyes and covers her ears. But they'll do it at like the same beat. It's the weirdest thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
So on that note,
Yeah. We
Bye.
will talk to you later. Love you like a sister. Bye.